Your third core element offered with your services beyond bookkeeping and tax services is CFO and Advisory Services. This literally is where you're now working with the business owner to bring your perspective and insights that they valuably need now to the table. Now, in doing this, one of the things that I want to emphasize from experience is that one of the things that you ultimately do need to have here is a process or system that you're going to implement with the engagement with the client. When you have a proven process that you're able to confidently deliver, you can easily take a client, offer them these services, and over the course of 12, 24, 36 months, easily work with them to work on their business, increasing their revenue, improving their profits, and building value in their business. This is huge. This is something beyond just the traditional accounting services that you're perhaps offering already. As a CFO and advisor, one of the things that I can share is going into this space was initially difficult. I didn't want to sell some service that 2 months into it, I didn't know what I was going to be doing with the client next. But when you do this with a proven process that you can take to the client month after month after month, you can confidently not only sell the service, get the engagement, but deliver. Now, the traditional service that you're offering is generally going to be on average between $1,000 to $3,000 more per month above and beyond the accounting and tax services that you're offering. So if you just exclusively wanted to offer CFO and advisory services, you could on average earn between $1,000 to $3,000 per client each and every month. Now, the thing that I'd like to emphasize here is in this space, I know of individuals that make much, much more than this, but as an equal service to the accounting that you're doing, you can easily take a client, offer the $500 bookkeeping service, the $200 a month retainer for the tax services, and on top of that, charge the additional $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 for the advisory services and have a very quality client that you're working with on a regular basis. Now, it's in this space offering CFO and advisory services that one thing you need to keep clear is as part of your engagement, how often are you meeting with the client? And what experience they're going to have beyond the learnings that you're going to bring to the conversation. So the one thing I'd like to just insert into this conversation is the fact that you need to identify, is this going to be a weekly, a monthly meeting with the client, and will it consist of group type mastermind meetings? All of these things are things you get to decide. This is your business. These are your services that you're intending to offer to your clients, and in the process, ultimately help them work on their business. Why? Because in this capacity, offering bookkeeping and accounting services, tax planning and preparation services, along with CFO and advisory services, you become for your client a profit and growth expert. All right, at this point, you clearly understand what you're doing, the services you're going to provide and offer, and the benefits that they're receiving with you doing this. But the need now needs to be identified. How big of a demand is there for this type of service? How easy is it going to be for you to grow your business? And the first thing needs to start with, are there businesses out there that need what you're going to provide? And the answer is yes. There are over in the United States, just in the United States, 27 million businesses that are obviously operating and functioning. And these are licensed ones. So we obviously know that there's even more beyond that aren't even really licensed, that they're starting out perhaps as hobbies. But the thing that you need to realize is in the economy of those 27 plus million businesses is 92% of them are what I would refer to as ideal clients. They meet two primary criteria. First of all, they have fewer than 10 employees. This is huge because having fewer than 10 employees means that they aren't large enough to employ or hire someone part-time or obviously full-time to do the accounting in the business. And second, they are in business over 1 year. They've established that they've got some cash flow. People want what they're doing. Obviously, there's a business there that needs to have their taxes filed. So we're at a position now where they're an established business that has a little bit of history and a cash flow. They have fewer than 10 employees. They're big, established, but not enough to employ anyone. They have to do the first and most obvious thing, which is outsource their accounting needs. I can tell you that the most common thing that is first outsourced by a business is the accounting. When you consider that there are three parts of a business that make up every company, marketing and sales, accounting, and production, the first thing that the business owner recognizes is the least favorable thing they wanted to do when they started their business is the accounting. It's that second thing. What we're talking about here is they're willing to do the marketing. The marketing is what they're excited about, talking to customers about their product or service. The third thing is the fulfillment, the production, actually delivering on that product or service that was sold. But the accounting? How many business owners put it off, lament actually processing this, doing this paperwork, filing this thing? All of those things become cumbersome. In fact, not only are they done perhaps late at night after hours, but one of the things is that's not what they're good at. That's not where they make their money. That time that they're spending working on the accounting could easily be put somewhere that's more productive and revenue producing when outsourcing it to you. So is there a demand? Yes. There's obviously a frustration that the business owner experiences when they start and run their business, realizing that they're paying unnecessary fees and taxes. If they just had someone as an expert like you taking care of their accounting needs, they're going to be in a better position to have peace of mind and, more importantly, the time to do what they know and love best, the marketing, sales, and the production. So let's get ourselves in a position to recognize that there truly is a demand out there. Realizing that the ideal customer for you to market to is that business that's been in business over a year with fewer than 10 employees. They're the ones willing to outsource to you their accounting and tax needs. Let me share with you an example, a real world situation that I'm sure you can relate to and identify with. It actually has some context based on a book called The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. And it's essentially this. He speaks of technicians having entrepreneurial seizures. And it's essentially like a landscaper that I know. The landscaper basically is working in his business. He's in his truck trying to take care of everything as the foreman while his crews are out taking care of the landscaping, the lawn care, and so forth. And one of his employees sees that, hey, my boss, he's just sitting in the truck. It's a nice truck. It looks like he's doing well. He's in the shade. I'm out here laboring. I can do this. In fact, I know that the business is so busy that he's even turning away work. And I could do it for perhaps even a little less and be happy. So the business owner is obviously running a company, and the employee realizes, hey, I can do this on weekends, weeknights. I'm going to start my business, not realizing they need insurance, they need to do the marketing, they need to go get the contracts. But they start their business and they do some side things on weekends and evenings. All of a sudden, they go out there and they start their business. As they begin the business, yeah, they're busy, they've got work, they're making money. But what's the one thing they are realizing after being in business for a period of time? All of a sudden, they're great marketing and selling and getting the work. They're fine doing the work, but the contracts, sending out the bills, getting paid on the invoices, managing the receivables, taking care of the invoices, doing payroll, taking care of payroll tax, maybe dealing with garnishments. All of these things aren't what they expected or anticipated as they started their business. They get into business because they can talk about it, they can sell it, they can fulfill it, but the accounting, that's where you come in. That's where you kind of address the first stress or frustration they're experiencing as they're running their business. That's huge. Why? Because now you're helping them with cash flow. The most common challenge or frustration many small business owners face as they begin their company, hiring employees, getting work. All of these things come to a head when the cash flow isn't working. So what you need to understand is there a demand out there for what you offer as a service? Can you do the bookkeeping and accounting for that client? Could you do the taxes that they're in desperate need of, managing those through the planning and preparation of those returns? Could you actually offer also CFO and advisory services to help them run and grow their business and budget and forecast appropriately? Of course, and that's what we're talking about here. Most businesses are great at what they do. They get into business because that's what they know and love. It's every business that's dealing with the accounting because, again, every business has these three elements: marketing and sales, accounting, production. The benefit to you as an accounting professional is the service you provide is the same thing you can do for yourself. You just need to be able to market and sell accounting services and obviously fulfill and produce that product for your clients. You can take care of your own accounting. That's why this is so fun.